So, setup-wise, as we said, pretty good. On occasions, you could get a little bit more tilt, but for the most part, how you're stood is a good enough position for where you can make a good enough swing to achieve what you want to achieve. Get the ball down the fairway, you said, a bit further, a bit straighter, obviously. A ball flying straighter will often go further, so it's a double bonus, isn't it? Okay. So, takeaway was pretty good. Took the golf club to the top of the backswing. And a nice shoulder turn there. Club going back there as so. So both equally the same there. Good rotation going back. Now, the thing we've got to change, okay, and again, as you said before, it's between there, okay. This has to understand that we're not trying to stay down to stop the shoulders coming up. If we just twist through, everything will just come through with it. So this on the left-hand side now is the one where you try to sort of stay down. The arms brought the club across, the body sort of hanging back. Right side not really twisting through, a bit more of a lunge and then sort of a bit of a lean back. Compare that to this one as you start bringing the golf club down now. Twisting to the right side, twisting through. Look how much more width your arms have got now as you finish that golf swing. So this swing in its entirety now, all the way through, it's a lot wider and smoother because that right side is just twisting with the club, whereas this one looks a bit more of like it's a lunge with the arm. So you're losing power for one. You're not able to square the club face up for two. So if the club's swinging towards target, if the club face is square, you'll get the fullest energy to the back of the ball. If the face is left open, it's more of a glancing blow, isn't it? And the ball will spin left. So you lose a little bit of yardage because the ball's spinning, a little bit of yardage because it's a glancing blow. You'll lose a bit of yardage because the ball lands in the rough or rolls into the rough. Okay? So if we can just gain sort of 3 or 4 or 5 yards with every little sort of subtle change you can make there, that's 15, 20 yards you could just gain by just getting that body to rotate and twist better. Taking away that mindset that, okay, I've got to stay down. Because your shoulders are allowed to rise up anyway. As you come to the goal, there's going to be that energy there as you come through. There's no real rise, I would say, there with the shoulders. A good movement there with the body. The head sort of staying nice and sort of stable. It shifts nicely from there back to the golf ball, maintained behind. I mean, lovely impact position there's lovely. And a nice full twist with the body. So you've got a nice width in that swing, getting that right side twisting through. So this right hip, right knee, and obviously the right foot. Much more twist around the body as opposed to trying to stay down and inevitably going that way. Because the energy of your golf swing is about, say, 60 mile an hour, 70 mile an hour. If you don't twist with the golf club, the body has to go somewhere. It can't just physically stay in that position. So if you're worried about popping up, don't try and cure popping up by trying to stay down. As you said, it's the same way of trying to say something with this analogy, oh, don't sneeze. Well, get rid of the cat or the dog or the hay or whatever it may be that's causing the sneeze. So cure the fault with the correct cure, not just saying don't do it. Because that's the problem sometimes. People can see a golfer swing. You could feel your shoulders coming back up and away a little bit. Some guys see head movements or body movements and say, oh, that's wrong. But their cure is just say, don't do it. Well, that's not really a cure. That's just saying, oh, I know the fault's this, but don't do it. Well, why am I doing it? You're not intentionally trying to rise up or lean back there. Okay? You were trying to do the opposite. But very often in golf, this is where golf can be quite tricky. What you try to do to stop something actually can very often encourage it even still further. Okay? So try to just get a bit more of a twist. If you can focus on finishing in that position there, you've got a chance. As I said, if you can practice that movement a couple of times a day when you're brushing your teeth out in front of the mirror, get your shoes on or something else to do, get your toes on the tiles or whatever, and just start twisting that right side through just to increase that range of motion. Because to be fair to you, I mean, okay, so 72, there's a good range of motion now. Your belt buckle is fully rotated to target. If we just saw just that there and said, right, okay, how old that golfer, you wouldn't have a clue. You wouldn't assume it's someone who's older, okay? If we saw that, maybe there's not much low arm movement there. He's not really twisted around so much, is he? No. Okay? So that's a good move. You can get there. But it's just it's engaging this, knowing what should be in here, and then making sure this tells this what to do.
Yeah, I do lacking confidence.
Yeah, exactly. And I think definitely on the golf, I see a lot of people on a golf course, when you're here, you were trying to hit towards the 200 sign, the yellow or red flags. You were hitting it towards that. When you go on a golf course, you stand on the tee and you make swings to avoid going over there or avoid going over there.
Yeah.
So rather than hitting the yellow or white object you're trying to hit towards a spot on the golf course, you try and hit the golf ball to avoid going to trouble. So you see golfers standing on a tee and they'll make a swing, so I don't know, perhaps 18 on the Glamorgan, so par 3 with clubhouse and car park left. You don't want to go left, do you? So your people stand there and they'll sort of go, I don't want to go left, and just shove it straight to the right. Or find some of the holes. I think the 6th one down the bottom. There's a tree line hole without a bounds on the water, left and right and so on. You'll try and stop going into the trees right and go right. I don't want to go right, and you try and hit it as far left as you can. Okay. So when you're on the range, pick a spot, practice hitting this to a spot. Then when you're on the golf course, see that spot where you want your ball to go. The question you want to ask on the tee is, okay, right, where do I want this golf ball to go? And that's with any shot. If I could say to you on any tee shot, any second shot, any third shot, what would be the perfect spot for you to hit this golf ball to? You could pick it up and drop it down. Obviously being realistic, there's no point saying on the first tee at the Glamorgan show, right, I'm going to go for a 320-yard drive and plop it in the middle of the fairway. We've got to look at realistic, how far can you hit it? But what would that spot be? Average 160, 170 in the middle of the fairway? Take that all day. But pick out that spot in the distance, set up aiming to that little tiny spot out there and hit the ball to that spot, rather than making swings to avoid going where you don't want to go. Because that's what I see a lot of times on the golf course, and that's why I do most of my sessions. Once we sort of had a few sessions on the range and got themselves established and we see the swing changes, we get on the golf course and teach that, because I want people to get better at playing golf, not just being really good at whacking golfers on a driving range. And then when they go to the golf course, it just becomes a red arrow display team. Does that make sense in you? Yeah? Understanding the concept?
Like the swing there.
Yeah.
How about my stance as opposed to where the ball is?
Left heel where you got is fine, yeah. Back heel where you got is fine, yeah.
So
Yeah, everything there's good.
back
Yeah,
to the heel
yeah,
there.
yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
if you look where you got on this thing here now, you can see. And side left, that's fine, absolutely fine. Okay,
And keep
about as wide as your shoulders, yeah, that's
level
fine,
and
absolutely
level
fine, yeah,
way.
exactly. Level and then parallel lines to where you
Because
want to go, yeah.
again, listening to somebody on the course.
Someone says,
because I was slicing it.
aim, bring their right foot back.
Put that
Yeah.
foot back.
The question then I asked someone, I was playing the golf ball
It work
once.
sometimes. It did work all
The
the time.
question I always ask people when they say, well, if you slice the ball, bring that right foot back. I said, when was the last time a golf ball was struck by your foot? What does bringing that right foot back do? That's the question. And the thing is, people say, oh, bring the right foot back, do this, do that. Well, hang on. What does doing that do to the golf club, to the golf ball? And where your feet point don't directly influence where the ball goes. I can stand my feet like this and hit the ball left or right or straight. I can stand my feet like that anywhere. It's where this is pointing at impact. This is the thing we've got to control.
Yeah.
But if this can't work as well, or we're not trying to work it as well because the body doesn't want to move, and again, if you put this right foot back, we saw that range of motion was good, you bring that right foot back now,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
So,
Exactly. So you're almost increasing or encouraging the fault still further. So, make sense?
yeah.
Good man, well done.